Can I have good lighting just once? Hola. Really sorry about the lighting. I filmed with a mix of natural light and artificial light, so it's a whole thing. I don't have a good setup. Anyways, today's manga is called Blue Lock and it is by Kaneshiro Muneyuki and Nomura Yusuke. It started serializing in 2018 and it's still publishing at the time of recording. An anime adaptation has also been announced recently, but I swear, just looking at the first chapter, you just know that this is gonna get an anime adaptation sooner or later. Oh my god. It's the garbage people. Truth be told, I don't really care about soccer and none of my friends care about it, so sometimes we watch the World Cup. So I think this manga might be more enjoyable to you if you know more about the game, like scoring points and stuff like that, because it comes up a lot. But still, this manga is quite interesting to me because of its rather unusual premise, especially when it comes to sports manga in general. So let's get into it. It is 2018 and Japan has just lost another World Cup. The Japanese Football Association is tired of losing, so they decide to radically change their approach to the game. And to do that, they hire a coach called Ego. Meanwhile, our protagonist, a high schooler called Isagi, is playing with his team to get to nationals. So they play the prefecture team. I don't really know how it's called in English, but the game that you have in your prefectures, and then those who win there make it to nationals. And he's just about to shoot a goal. Sorry, I don't know terminology, but he's about to shoot, but then one of his teammates is like, no, pass the ball to me, I'm gonna do this. And after hesitating, Isagi passes the ball to him, only for the guy to miss the goal. They end up losing the game, and with this, the dream of going to nationals is over. Isagi is crushed by this, and he feels like his dream is just that. Dream. However, when he comes home, his parents tell him that a letter arrived for him. And this letter says that he was chosen to become a stronger player. He has no idea what the hell that even means, so he just goes to the address written in the letter. A bunch of other people are there as well, 300 to be exact. And after all of them arrive, Ego, the coach from before, holds a speech. He says that he was hired to lead Japan to victory. To do that, they need one thing: an amazing striker. And this amazing striker is supposed to be one of the 3 guys in the room. And to begin this experiment, they're all gonna move into a facility called Blue Lock. They will all compete against each other and play against each other, and the last one standing is gonna be Japan's #1 striker, and hopefully leading the nation to success. So that's the plan. And basically, if they fail, their whole entire soccer career is over. And some people are very outraged by this whole idea because they have their own teams at home, you know. And of course, not everybody is just ready to abandon this team. But to that, Ego literally says, fuck off. A lot of times in the Japanese manga, in the original, you have a word, a normal, written in kanji, but then you have an extra pronunciation next to it. And when Ego says fuck off, actually what's written is kaere, which means go home. But next to it, it says in English, fuck off. So Ego has this belief that this team spirit or group mentality is what leads Japan to lose all the time. And he quotes real life players, I think Messi and I don't know who else, who basically say that they think of their own success first and how much fun it is to score more points themselves and how good it feels to win like that. Because a bunch of the guys mentioned famous Japanese football players or soccer players, like Honda, for example. And Ego is yeah, but these guys didn't even win. They still lose, don't they? So yeah, from now on, they have to live together, but every one of them has to look out for themselves. So the first thing that really stands out about this is that the ego is portrayed as something good. Because usually with sports manga and anime, it's the complete opposite, right? They always stress how important teamwork is. Many times you can see how one member is a loner and doesn't really want to hang out with the others and like only thinks of himself. But then throughout the story, they learn how to trust their teammates, and ultimately through that, the team becomes super amazing. Not here. Ego thinks that this is exactly what ruins Japanese soccer. And whether you agree with him or not, he said some things that are very reflective when it comes to Japanese society as a whole. At one point, he states that the Japanese love having roles assigned, because then all you have to do is just do your best to fulfill that role, and that's it. So it's much easier, you know? And he compares this to baseball, where you basically have, as he said, one role and you just have to do your best at this role and then it's fine. And as you know, baseball is very popular in Japan, like very popular. But with soccer, that's very different, right? And simply having a role assigned isn't everything there is to it. And, you know, to a degree, there is some truth to that. But even so, I personally don't agree with his philosophy so far. I haven't read a lot of it yet, but my guess is that at the end, the whole teamwork and team spirit thing will come out as the stronger option, and the worst team will rise to the top and prove Ego wrong, or something like that. That's just my theory, of course. I have no idea if that's really gonna happen. But it would be a classic arc for a story like this, don't you think? In any case, I think this premise is really interesting. Individualism versus collectivism is an interesting topic to debate anyways. So I'm very excited what opinions are going to be presented to us in this manga as we read on. Now, when it comes to the characters, I think Isagi is a good protagonist because I think you can identify a little bit with him, or at least he's easy to understand. Like, we can understand his frustration in the beginning of the manga, but also his confusion when he first comes to Blue Lock. He doesn't really know what's expected of them and what he can do to survive. He has to forget everything he thought he knew about soccer and himself. What I really like is that although it's a sports manga, it's clear that the way to win is not by simply training your body and becoming strong. It's much more psychological. That's what I think is great about sports manga in general. Physical and mental strength go hand in hand, and you have to train both. I also like the other characters. The cast is rather big, so I don't know them that well yet. But I guess so far, my favorite is probably Bachira, but that's probably an obvious choice for me. Ego is also interesting. I like characters who act totally different than you'd expect from their appearance. And by the way, as is often the case, names are already an indicator of character. For example, Isagi's first name, Yoichi, is written with the kanji for world and one. So it's clear that he's gonna be the best. And I think Ego too speaks for itself. But these are the little things that you might miss out on if you only read the English version. So if you've been looking for a sign to finally start studying Japanese, consider yourself signed, bitches. Now a few more words about the art. I personally love the art. The character design is great and the anatomy is on point. It's very exciting and energetic. Like, you really feel the force coming through. Sometimes the characters can look a little crazy, like how usually in other manga the insane people might look, you know what I'm saying? But that's okay, it emphasizes their inner drive and emotion. So even though the characters look rather cute, they sometimes look like monsters, which gives the whole art more balance and creates a really good atmosphere that way. And yeah, I'm really excited for the anime, and I hope you guys are gonna share your opinion on this. So far I read mostly positive feedback, and from what I could find online, like from reviews and stuff like that, I think a lot of people also, like me, like this premise that it's very different from the usual sports anime. So yeah, I can wait to see what they're gonna do with that. I've only read like 10 chapters, so got a long way ahead of me still. Got a lot of catching up to do. So yeah, please tell me what you guys think about it. And that is it for this week. Thank you guys so much for watching. Really appreciate it. Hope everybody has a great day, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye bye.